Recently, I was working on my property and I totally messed up. I broke a tool that I was using, and for me to go get a part, it was like going to take about 45 minutes altogether to get down, grab a part, and come back. And I didn't have the time, nor did I want to take the time to do that. So I needed to solve the problem, and I was able to come up with a solution. I think having that constraint in place made it so that I thought of the solution rather than stopped the task. So, too often we see in business that we have unlimited resources on one side, and then we have a limited amount of resources on the other. And I find that when we have constraints in place, we can solve a problem different. And when we solve it different, it creates incredible results for us. See, there is a serious problem with having too many resources, because what will happen is when we get in that state of mind, then we forget that we are scrappy. We forget that we can solve problems differently. We can sit there and we say, well, I don't have the right person helping, or I don't have the right tool, so I'll just push off this task. And that procrastination is a serious problem. I think the other kind of constraints that we have that we can put in place would be time. So any of the projects that we're doing, can we shrink that time frame? Can we get faster results? Can we get feedback even quicker? Some of the other constraints that we put in place is limited resources. So you could say, all right, we're going to shrink the budget. Or maybe additional things of constraints that we can put in place is that we're going to limit the amount of work that we do. Actually, we're going to be doing less than we're going to be doing more. Putting constraints in place is, for me, one of the best yielding results in business. And I think too often we want everything at our fingertips because it removes the friction. But friction is what actually creates the growth. Just like our body, if we went to the gym and we were with all the old people inside the swimming pool lifting 5-pound weights, we're not going to bulk up. We're probably not even going to get stronger. We might maintain, if that. But in our business, we want growth. You work out, you want weights, you want friction. Same thing happens. So as you're going about your business, maybe try and look at it and say, okay, how can I shrink the timeline of accomplishing this? Or how can I reduce the budget? Or what are the fewer things that I can do instead of accomplishing more? And by putting just a few of those constraints in place, I think you're going to see massive results. It doesn't mean that you're going to live in that state all the time. In fact, that can be pretty unhealthy. But there needs to be seasons when we apply serious constraints, get the results, and then now we grow even more.